Well, now to a breaking update in the investigation into a Dallas airshow crash that claimed the life of a Hilliard man. Within the hour, we've learned investigators may not get all the information they'd like. Neither planes had black boxes because they aren't required. The B-17 did have a GPS recorder. That data is now being sent to a lab in Washington, D.C. 6 people died when those two planes collided and crashed Saturday. Curt Rowe was from Hilliard and was among the victims. He was one of 5 people inside the B-17. As 10 TV's Ashley Bornanson reports, he was well known in aviation circles. Ashley?
Yolanda, I spoke with one of the owners of Sky Vista Aviation in Marysville who worked with Curt for over 10 years in the aviation industry. He tells me Curt had a lasting impact on young Ohio pilots for decades to come.
Yeah, Curt will be sorely missed here in Central Ohio, both with the Civil Air Patrol and the Commemorative Air Force impact he had.
David Holden, one of the co-owners of Sky Vista Aviation, says he worked with Curt Rowe for over 10 years.
Curt and I worked closely together to schedule airplanes in for maintenance. This is Curt's toolbox, and he had this sticker on here, and this was the airplane that he flew on. This was the Texas Raiders B-17.
Rowe had volunteered for the Civil Air Patrol and the Commemorative Air Force for over 30 years.
A lot of young pilots in this area were impacted by Curt because he was their first introduction to aviation.
One of those young pilots, Dana Rose, a cadet lieutenant colonel in the Ohio Wings Civil Air Patrol.
So Curt Rowe was a mentor to me in my flying career. He actually is the reason that I have these pilot wings right here. I was able to earn my private pilot's license through Civil Air Patrol and through his mentorship. I've gone on a couple of flights with him, and I've just learned so much about aircraft control from him.
Rose says Curt was one of the world's greatest aviators. Upon graduation, she will enter the airline industry and would also like to take cadets on orientation flights, carrying on Curt's legacy.
Is it safe to say you want to be just like Curt?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Now, this tragedy is making people think a lot about the Columbus Air Show, which returns this summer for the first time in over 15 years. Coming up at 6, we're going to be sharing more on how the entire team is preparing to keep everyone safe. Yolanda.
All right. Thank you, Ashley.